The sun was just beginning to rise, casting a golden hue over the sleepy town of Willow Creek. Maya Johnson, a 32-year-old single mother, was already awake, lacing up her worn sneakers in the dim light of her small bedroom. The soft sound of her daughter's breathing filled the air, a reminder of why she endured the long, exhausting walks to work. With a determined smile, Maya glanced at the framed photo of her daughter, Amani, on her nightstand. Today was another day in her relentless quest for a better life. Maya stepped outside, inhaling the crisp morning air tinged with the faint scent of dew. She set off down the familiar route, the early morning stillness wrapping around her like a comforting blanket. As she began her journey, the rhythm of her footsteps became a soothing mantra, a reminder of her strength and resilience. Each mile represented not just a distance traveled, but a commitment to her dreams, a better job, a stable home, and a brighter future for Amani. Background: setting the scene. Maya's neighborhood, a mix of vibrant murals and dilapidated houses, told a story of its own. Known as Oakwood, it had its share of struggles, but also an undeniable spirit. The local park, filled with children playing and families gathering, stood in stark contrast to the worn streets and empty storefronts lining the main road. Despite the challenges, Maya cherished her community and the friends she had made. Her job at a local diner was hard work, but it provided a sense of belonging and purpose. As Maya walked, she passed by the bakery where she often stopped for a quick breakfast. The aroma of fresh pastries wafted through the air, tantalizing her senses. Today, however, she had no time to spare. Amani needed her school supplies, and every dollar counted. With a quick wave to Mr. Thompson, the elderly owner who always offered her a discount, she continued on her way. Daily routine: the long walk. Maya's daily commute was not just about getting to work. It was a journey filled with memories and reflections. She often found herself lost in thought, replaying the events of her life. How had she come to this point? Growing up in a similar neighborhood, she had vowed to escape the cycle of poverty, but life had thrown numerous obstacles in her path. As she navigated the streets, the weight of her circumstances pressed down on her. With every step, she recalled the conversation she had with her mother about resilience and perseverance. "You're stronger than you think, Maya," her mother had said, and those words echoed in her mind, pushing her forward. The familiar landmarks, like the old library where she had spent countless hours studying and dreaming of a better future, provided a sense of comfort. She often imagined returning there with Amani, sharing stories and knowledge, instilling a love for learning in her daughter. Foreshadowing: the cop on patrol. As she reached the outskirts of town, the atmosphere shifted. The bustling streets gave way to quieter, more deserted roads, where shadows seemed to linger a little longer. Maya noticed a patrol car parked at the corner of a street. Officer Davis, a local cop known for his no-nonsense demeanor, was inside, reviewing paperwork. Though their paths had crossed before, she had always felt a mixture of apprehension and curiosity about him. Today, something felt different. Officer Davis's gaze shifted from his papers to her, and for a moment, their eyes locked. Maya felt a tingle of unease run down her spine, but she pushed it aside. Perhaps it was just her imagination. After all, she had nothing to fear. She was merely a woman trying to make a living, navigating a world that often overlooked the struggles of individuals like her. Maya's heart raced as she quickened her pace, trying to shake off the feeling of being watched. Little did she know that this encounter was just the beginning of a series of events that would forever alter her life and the community around her. The sun climbed higher in the sky as Maya continued her journey. The morning chill dissipated, giving way to the heat of the day. Sweat began to bead on her forehead, but she pushed through, driven by the thought of Amani's smiling face when she arrived home later. Each step felt heavy, but the thought of her daughter fueled her resolve. This particular day had already taken a toll on her. She'd stayed up late the night before, working on a side project to save for Amani's upcoming school year. The lack of sleep made her legs ache and her mind fuzzy, yet she couldn't afford to think about it. There was a goal ahead, and she was determined to reach it. As she approached a crosswalk near the edge of Oakwood, she noticed a group of teenagers loitering nearby. Their laughter rang out, carefree and full of youthful energy. Maya's heart ached for a moment, wishing Amani could join them, freed from the worries that plagued her. The sound of an argument suddenly broke her reverie, and she turned to see one of the boys gesturing wildly, his face flushed with anger. Maya instinctively picked up her pace, a familiar sense of discomfort creeping in as she moved past them. Turning point. An unlikely observer. Just as Maya was about to cross the street, a sudden shout made her stop. She turned to see a dog, an unkempt, medium-sized mutt, running toward her, barking aggressively. Panic surged through her as she froze, instinctively raising her arms to shield herself. The dog had been barking at the teenagers, but now it redirected its attention toward Maya, teeth bared and growling. In that instant, time seemed to stretch. Memories of being chased by neighborhood dogs during her childhood flooded her mind, and she felt a familiar rush of fear. But this time, there was no escape route. Just as she prepared to back away, she heard a voice call out from behind her. "Maya, watch out." It was Officer Davis, the very cop who had been watching her earlier. He dashed toward her, and with surprising agility, he interposed himself between Maya and the oncoming dog. The teenagers, now also aware of the situation, erupted into laughter at the sight of the cop trying to calm the beast. "Easy there, buddy," Officer Davis said, crouching down with his arms extended. "You're okay. Just relax." Gradually, the dog ceased its barking, seemingly reassured by the officer's calm demeanor. Maya watched in awe as Officer Davis slowly approached the dog, murmuring soothing words. Within moments, he managed to coax the dog away, and it scampered off in the opposite direction, leaving Maya shaken but unharmed. Building tension. A reluctant conversation. "Are you all right?" Officer Davis asked, straightening up and turning to Maya. The concern in his voice was genuine, contrasting sharply with the roughness of his usual demeanor. Maya took a deep breath, still trembling. I think so. Thank you," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. She felt a mix of gratitude and embarrassment. Officer Davis studied her for a moment, as if trying to read her thoughts. "You walk this route every day?" he asked, tilting his head slightly. "Yeah," she replied, fidgeting with the strap of her bag. "It's the only way I can get to work. I can't afford the bus fare." He nodded, his expression shifting from concern to contemplation. "That's quite a distance. 20 miles is no joke." Maya shrugged, a hint of pride creeping into her tone. "I've been doing it for a while now. I'm used to it." "Still, it can't be easy," he said, his gaze drifting toward the distant horizon. "I see a lot of people take the easy way out. You don't seem like the type." She noticed the way he spoke, his words hinting at a deeper understanding of the struggles faced by those in her community. It was refreshing yet disarming. "It's what I have to do for my daughter," Maya replied, her voice firm. "She deserves a chance at a better life, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes." An unexpected connection. Officer Davis seemed to contemplate her words, and for a moment, an unspoken connection formed between them. In that brief exchange, Maya sensed a shift in the dynamic between them, a recognition that they were both fighting their own battles in different ways. "I respect that," he finally said, his tone softening. "I wish more people had your determination." Maya felt a flicker of hope at his words. Maybe not all police officers viewed her and others in her community through a lens of suspicion. Perhaps there was room for understanding and compassion. But the moment was short-lived, as the reality of her daily struggles came crashing back. "I should get going," she said, glancing at her watch. "I have a long way to go." "Wait," he interjected, a sudden urgency in his voice. "Let me drive you to work. It's the least I can do after, well, you know." Maya hesitated, torn between her fierce independence and the offer of assistance. "I don't want to be a burden," she replied, instinctively wanting to refuse. Believe me, it's no burden, he insisted, his eyes earnest. I'd feel better knowing you're safe. Maya weighed her options, the internal conflict evident on her face. Finally, she nodded. All right, just this once. The ride begins. As they walked to the patrol car, Maya felt a mix of emotions. The apprehension she initially felt towards Officer Davis slowly began to fade, replaced by an odd sense of camaraderie. He opened the passenger door for her, and as she climbed in, she couldn't shake the feeling that this ride might change everything. The interior of the car was simple but functional, with the faint smell of coffee lingering in the air. As Officer Davis started the engine, Maya stole a glance at him, curious about the man behind the badge. How long have you been on the force? She asked, trying to ease the tension. About 5 years now, he replied, steering the car onto the main road. It's a tough job, but I try to make a difference where I can. Maya nodded, intrigued. Do you ever feel like you really connect with the community? Sometimes, he admitted, but there are always barriers. People have their perceptions of cops, and it's hard to break through that. Maya thought about her own perceptions of law enforcement and how they had changed over the years. She could see the effort he was making to reach out, and for the first time, she felt a glimmer of hope that understanding could bridge the divide between them. As they drove, the conversation flowed naturally. Maya shared stories of her upbringing, the challenges she faced as a single mother, and her aspirations for a Manny. Officer Davis listened intently, offering insights about the struggles of the community he patrolled. Their dialogue was a revelation for both of them, peeling back layers of assumption and fear. In those few minutes, they discovered the power of empathy and the importance of listening, two elements that could forge unexpected connections even in a divided world. Conclusion of Part 2. As they approached the diner where Maya worked, she realized how quickly the ride had passed. Just moments before, she had felt overwhelmed and anxious about her day ahead. But now, a sense of lightness filled her. The incident with the dog had brought her and Officer Davis together in an unexpected way, opening the door to possibilities she hadn't considered before. Maya took a deep breath, preparing to step back into her routine. Little did she know, this encounter would set in motion a chain of events that would forever alter her life, the lives of those around her, and perhaps even the officer who had followed her on this extraordinary journey. As the diner's neon sign flickered to life, casting a warm glow over the pavement, Maya felt a mix of anxiety and relief wash over her. Stepping out of Officer Davis's patrol car, she glanced back at him, who sat there for a moment, his eyes focused on her. She waved goodbye, grateful yet reluctant to leave the unexpected connection behind. Inside the diner, the familiar clatter of dishes and the sizzling sound of the grill greeted her. The smell of freshly brewed coffee mixed with the sweetness of pancakes filled the air, a comforting embrace after her long journey. Maya quickly changed into her uniform, her mind still racing from the ride with Officer Davis. She couldn't shake the feeling that their encounter was somehow significant, but how? As her coworkers began to arrive for their shifts, she pushed thoughts of the officer aside and focused on the day ahead. Regulars filtered in, some with smiles and friendly greetings, others too absorbed in their own lives to notice her. Maya poured coffee, served food, and engaged in small talk, her laughter filling the diner. Yet part of her remained distant, preoccupied with the morning's events. Around midday, the diner was buzzing, and Maya's focus shifted to a family seated in her section. A couple, their teenage daughter scrolling on her phone, seemed to be enjoying their meal. As Maya approached their table, she overheard snippets of their conversation, a casual discussion about a recent event in the community. "Did you hear about the woman who walks 20 miles to work?" the father said, shaking his head incredulously. "I can't believe anyone would do that." "Right? It's crazy," the daughter replied without looking up. "She's basically a walking miracle." Maya's heart raced as she listened, realizing they were talking about her. She forced a smile and took their order, but the weight of their words lingered in her mind. It wasn't just about her walk. It was the idea that her struggles had become a topic of conversation. Unexpected twist. A hidden talent revealed. Later that afternoon, as the lunch crowd dwindled and the diner transitioned into a lull, Officer Davis returned. He walked in, his uniform crisp and his demeanor calm. Maya felt a rush of surprise and apprehension. Why was he here again? Just wanted to grab a cup of coffee and check in on you, he said, taking a seat at the counter. The diner buzzed with activity around them, but their small bubble felt private, charged with unspoken tension. Maya poured him a cup, her heart racing. Thanks for stopping by. It's nice to see a familiar face. As they chatted, she found herself opening up. It's been a long journey, and some days are tougher than others. But I have to keep going for Amani. Officer Davis nodded, his eyes reflecting genuine empathy. You know, I admire your determination. It's not easy to keep pushing through when the odds are against you. In that moment, a spark ignited. Maya mentioned her passion for singing, a hidden talent she had kept buried for years. I used to perform at community events, she said, a hint of nostalgia in her voice. But life got busy, and I haven't done it in a while. Why not? Officer Davis asked, leaning forward. You should share your voice with the world. You never know who you might inspire. Maya shrugged, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. I guess I just feel like I don't have the time or the energy. Plus, what if people don't like it? He smiled, a gentle encouragement in his eyes. You'll never know unless you try. Maybe it's time to reclaim that part of yourself. Building connection, a community coming together. As their conversation flowed, something shifted in Maya. Officer Davis's presence felt less like an authority figure and more like a supportive friend. They shared laughter over silly diner anecdotes, and slowly the walls she had built around herself began to crumble. She opened up about her dreams for Amani, her hopes for a brighter future, and the struggles that seemed to loom larger with each passing day. Do you ever think about what you want for yourself, Maya? Officer Davis asked, his tone turning serious. She paused, contemplating the question. I want to be a role model for Amani. I want her to see that hard work pays off, but I also want to show her that life is about more than just surviving. It's about thriving. Officer Davis nodded, his expression thoughtful. That's powerful. You know, there's a community event coming up in a few weeks. We're trying to get local talent to perform, and I think you would be perfect. Maya's heart skipped a beat. Me? Perform? I haven't done that in years. Exactly, he exclaimed, his enthusiasm contagious. It's the perfect opportunity to share your voice and inspire others in the community. Plus, you never know who might be in the audience. Maya considered his suggestion, a mix of excitement and trepidation swirling within her. What if she failed? What if people didn't resonate with her story? But the thought of standing on a stage, sharing her journey through song, sent a rush of adrenaline coursing through her veins. A moment of reflection. After Officer Davis left, Maya found herself reflecting on their conversation. The seed of possibility had been planted, and for the first time in a long while, she felt a flicker of hope. Maybe this wasn't just about surviving. Maybe it was about finding her voice again. As she cleaned up the diner after the lunch rush, her mind raced with possibilities. What if she performed? What if people connected with her story? Would it change how they viewed not only her but the struggles faced by so many in her community? Maya glanced out the window, watching as the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over Oakwood. She thought of Amani and the dreams she held for her daughter. If she wanted Amani to believe in herself, she had to show her what it meant to chase dreams, even when the path was unclear. Just then, a little girl walked by the diner, holding her mother's hand, singing the song softly to herself. Maya's heart swelled at the sight, a reminder of the innocence and hope that still existed in the world. She remembered her own childhood dreams, the thrill of performing in front of friends and family, and how she had let those dreams slip away. Conclusion of Part 3. That night, as Maya lay in bed, She couldn't shake the conversation with Officer Davis from her mind. The idea of performing stirred something deep within her, a longing to reclaim a part of herself she thought was lost forever. She closed her eyes, imagining the sound of her voice filling the air, resonating with others who might be struggling, just like her. The journey ahead seemed daunting, but the possibility of change shimmered in the darkness. In the days that followed, the seed of inspiration continued to grow, intertwining with the challenges of her daily life. With each step she took on her 20-mile journey, she felt a newfound determination. This wasn't just about reaching her destination. It was about embracing the entire journey, discovering the beauty in the struggle, and ultimately finding her voice amidst the noise. The day of the community event arrived, and the atmosphere in Oakwood buzzed with excitement. Banners were hung, colorful decorations adorned the park, and the smell of barbecue wafted through the air, inviting families and friends to gather for an afternoon of celebration. It was a chance for the community to come together, showcasing local talent and fostering connections among residents. Maya felt a mixture of anticipation and anxiety as she arrived at the park, her heart racing at the thought of stepping onto the stage. The previous weeks had been a whirlwind of preparation. She had spent her evenings rehearsing, pouring her heart into the songs she chose, songs that told her story, reflecting her struggles, her resilience, and her dreams for Imani. As she walked through the crowd, she caught glimpses of families laughing, children playing, and neighbors catching up. The sense of community enveloped her, and she felt the weight of her worries begin to lift. For the first time, she felt she was part of something larger than herself, a collective spirit that transcended individual struggles. Support from an unexpected source. Before she could lose her nerve, Maya spotted Officer Davis near the stage, chatting with a group of attendees. He looked up and caught her gaze, a warm smile spreading across his face. He waved her over, and she found herself drawn to him, comforted by his presence amidst the crowd. "Hey, you made it," he exclaimed, clearly excited. "I was starting to wonder if you'd back out." Maya chuckled nervously, the tension in her shoulders easing. "I almost did, but I figured I'd regret it if I didn't try. Remember what we talked about. This is your moment to shine. Just focus on your voice and your message," he encouraged, his sincerity wrapping around her like a protective cloak. As they spoke, a familiar sense of camaraderie settled between them. Officer Davis shared stories of other performers, highlighting their talents and the inspiration they brought to the community. "You're part of that now," he said, his eyes gleaming with pride. "Your voice matters. Just look at how many people are here to support one another." Feeling bolstered by his words, Maya took a deep breath, allowing the atmosphere to wash over her. She watched as the first performer took the stage. A local band, their energy infectious, and the crowd clapping along to the beat. The sound resonated within her, and for the first time, she could envision herself in their place, singing her heart out. Building anticipation, finding strength in vulnerability. As the event progressed, Maya felt the buzz of the crowd ebb and flow. With each performance, her excitement mingled with anxiety, but she could sense the support radiating from those around her. She spotted familiar faces among the audience, her coworkers from the diner, neighbors, and even Imani, who had come to cheer her on, her little face beaming with pride. When it was finally time for Maya to perform, her heart raced. She approached the stage, feeling the weight of the moment settle on her shoulders. The stage was set under a large oak tree, its branches swaying gently in the evening breeze. A microphone awaited her, and as she grasped it, she could hear the murmurs of the audience, a blend of anticipation and curiosity. Maya closed her eyes for a brief moment, drawing strength from the ground beneath her. She thought of Imani, her dreams, and the journey that had led her to this point. She imagined all the sacrifices she had made, the miles she had walked, and the obstacles she had overcome. It was time to share her truth. As she began to sing, the initial nerves melted away, replaced by an overwhelming sense of liberation. Her voice rang out, filled with emotion, carrying the stories of her struggles, her hopes, and the love she felt for her daughter. The words flowed effortlessly, resonating with the audience, each note weaving together her narrative of resilience and determination. A transformative experience. Impact on the audience. Maya poured her heart into the performance, every verse echoing the trials she had faced and the dreams she still held. She watched as the crowd responded, their faces reflecting empathy and connection. Some swayed to the rhythm, others closed their eyes, fully immersed in the emotion she conveyed. As she reached the climax of her song, she opened her eyes to find Officer Davis in the front row, his expression one of pride and admiration. In that moment, Maya felt a powerful surge of validation. She was no longer just a woman walking 20 miles to work. She was a storyteller, a voice for those who felt unheard, a beacon of hope. When she finished, the crowd erupted into applause, cheers rising from every corner. It was a sound she had never expected to hear, a celebration of her courage and authenticity. The warmth of the moment enveloped her, and for a brief instant, all her worries faded away. Maya stepped back from the microphone, overwhelmed by the experience. She could see Amani clapping enthusiastically, her little hands raised high, a wide smile illuminating her face. Tears filled Maya's eyes as she realized the impact of her performance, not just on herself, but on everyone who had come to witness it. An unexpected connection. New relationships formed. After her performance, Maya stepped off the stage, heart still racing. As she mingled with the crowd, she found herself surrounded by well-wishers, people expressing their admiration and gratitude for her bravery. Among them were familiar faces from the diner and neighbors she hadn't spoken to in years. Each interaction reinforced the connection she felt to her community. "Your voice is amazing. You should do this more often," a woman said, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. Maya felt her cheeks flush with warmth at the compliments. "Thank you. I never thought I'd perform again," she admitted, a smile spreading across her face. As the afternoon unfolded, she found herself engaging in heartfelt conversations, sharing stories and laughter. The barriers that had once existed between her and others seemed to dissolve, replaced by a collective sense of unity. Maya realized that her journey had touched not just her life, but the lives of others who had been inspired by her determination. Then she spotted Officer Davis again, standing slightly apart from the crowd. His smile was broad, and he gestured for her to join him. "You were incredible, Maya," he said, beaming with pride. "I knew you had it in you." "Thanks. I can't believe I actually did it," she replied, her heart still fluttering from the performance. "See what happens when you take a chance," he said, his tone encouraging. "You've got a gift. You should share it more often." Maya felt a sense of camaraderie with him, a connection that had deepened through their shared experiences. "Maybe I will," she said, a newfound confidence blossoming within her. A community transformed. The ripple effect. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the park, Maya felt a profound sense of accomplishment. The event wasn't just a chance to showcase her talent. It had become a catalyst for change, uniting people and igniting conversations about resilience, hope, and community support. In the days that followed, the impact of her performance rippled throughout Oakwood. People began sharing their own stories, inspired by Maya's courage to step into the spotlight. The diner where she worked buzzed with energy as customers talked about the event, recounting their favorite moments and expressing admiration for Maya's bravery. Maya received messages on social media from friends and acquaintances, all praising her performance and encouraging her to continue sharing her voice. Some even suggested organizing more community events where local talent could shine. Each message filled her with a sense of belonging and purpose. But it wasn't just her voice that resonated, it was the story behind it. Conversations sparked around the challenges faced by single mothers, the importance of community support, and the need for understanding between different walks of life. Maya realized that her journey had become a shared experience, and she was now a part of a collective narrative that sought to uplift and empower. Conclusion of Part 4. Maya's performance at the community event marked a turning point, not just in her life, but in the lives of those around her. The connections forged that day reminded her that her journey was not one she had to walk alone. Together, they could create a tapestry of stories, weaving resilience, hope, and understanding into the fabric of their community. As she continued her daily walks, Maya no longer felt the weight of her struggles pressing down on her. Instead, she carried the warmth of those connections with her, a reminder that she was not just a woman on a journey. She was a beacon of hope, a voice for the voiceless, and a testament to the extraordinary strength that lay within ordinary people. The days following Maya's performance at the community event transformed not only her life, but also the fabric of Oakwood. The once bustling diner, now infused with fresh energy, became a hub of conversation and connection. Regular customers who had previously only exchanged pleasantries were now sharing their own stories of perseverance and courage, inspired by Maya's journey. "Did you see Maya sing?" asked Mrs. Jenkins, a regular with a penchant for gossip, as she sipped her coffee. "I never knew she had such a voice. It's like she opened a door for all of us to share our own stories." Maya listened from behind the counter, her heart swelling with pride. She had never imagined that her simple act of singing could ignite such passion within her community. As the diner buzzed with energy, she felt like a catalyst for change, encouraging others to embrace their narratives. One afternoon, while serving a group of teenagers, Maya overheard snippets of their conversation. They spoke of their dreams, their fears, and the pressure they felt to succeed. "You know, I think we should organize a talent show," one girl said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "We could invite everyone to share their talents like Maya did." Maya's heart skipped a beat. She turned to the group, a smile on her face. "That sounds like a wonderful idea. Everyone has a story worth telling." The teens beamed at her encouragement, and the idea quickly gained traction. Word spread like wildfire, and soon enough, the entire diner was abuzz with plans for a talent show that would celebrate the diverse talents within the community. Maya as a mentor, supporting others. As the weeks went by, Maya found herself not only preparing for the talent show, but also mentoring others who wanted to perform. A young boy named Malik approached her, shyly confessing that he had always wanted to rap, but was too afraid to share his lyrics with anyone. "I don't think I'm good enough," he admitted, his eyes downcast. Maya knelt beside him, her voice gentle and encouraging. "Malik, everyone has to start somewhere. The important thing is to share your truth. I would love to hear your lyrics and help you prepare." With her support, Malik began to find his confidence. They spent afternoons together in the diner after closing, where he would rap his verses, and she would offer feedback, refining his performance. Each time he shared his work, Maya could see the spark of self-belief igniting within him. "You're going to blow everyone away at the show," she told him one evening, clapping him on the shoulder. "Just remember to speak from your heart." Meanwhile, Maya was also working on her own performance for the talent show, selecting songs that told her story of resilience, determination, and love for her daughter. As the event approached, her excitement grew, but so did her nervousness. However, she found comfort in the newfound camaraderie of her community. Conversations with fellow performers sparked a sense of belonging. They shared their fears and aspirations, and Maya felt a collective energy building. This event was more than just a showcase. It was a celebration of their shared humanity, building connections. Officer Davis's involvement. The day of the talent show finally arrived, and the community center was transformed into a vibrant space, adorned with colorful decorations and lights. As families gathered, Maya spotted Officer Davis among the crowd, his presence grounding her. "Are you ready for tonight?" he asked, his smile reassuring. "I've been hearing all about the talent show. It's amazing to see the community come together like this." Maya nodded, her heart racing with anticipation. "I can't believe how much this has grown. I never imagined my performance would inspire so many others." Officer Davis beamed with pride. "You've done more than inspire. You've ignited a movement. This is just the beginning." As the show kicked off, performers took the stage, showcasing their talents. Dancers twirled, musicians strummed, and poets recited powerful verses. The energy in the room was electric, and Maya felt the weight of her own performance looming closer. When it was finally her turn, she stepped onto the stage, the spotlight illuminating her. The cheers from the crowd washed over her like a warm embrace. She took a deep breath, recalling Officer Davis's words of encouragement. As she began to sing, she poured every ounce of her soul into the performance. The lyrics spoke of her journey, the struggles she had faced, and the love that had guided her through it all. With each note, she felt herself connecting with the audience, her voice becoming a bridge that united their experiences. A moment of transformation. The power of storytelling. Halfway through her performance, something magical happened. She noticed a group of young people in the front row, swaying along, their faces lit up with understanding. They were not just listeners. They were participants in the story she was telling. In that moment, Maya realized the power of storytelling. Her voice resonated not only as an expression of her own journey, but as a reflection of the struggles and triumphs of those around her. She could see their stories mirrored in her own, creating a tapestry of shared experiences that transcended individual narratives. When she finished, the audience erupted into applause, and for a brief moment, the world faded away. Maya felt a profound sense of connection with everyone present. The fear that had once held her back was now replaced with a renewed sense of purpose. After the performance, the crowd surged towards her, a tidal wave of support and admiration. "You were incredible," one woman exclaimed, tears in her eyes. "Your story touched my heart." Maya beamed with gratitude, overwhelmed by the outpouring of love. She embraced Malik, who rushed up to her, eyes sparkling with pride. "You did it, Maya. You inspired everyone." A catalyst for change. Community empowerment. As the night unfolded, the talent show turned into a celebration of community spirit. Stories were shared, connections were made, and bonds were strengthened. Maya felt a sense of belonging she had longed for, a realization that her journey had the power to empower others. Weeks turned into months, and the talent show became an annual event. Inspired by Maya's journey, the community organized various initiatives to support local talent, fostering an environment where everyone felt encouraged to pursue their passions. Maya's role as a mentor blossomed, and she found joy in helping others discover their voices. The diner became a gathering place, not just for meals but for dreams. People began to share their aspirations, seeking support from one another, igniting a spark of creativity that spread like wildfire. Officer Davis remained a constant presence, attending community meetings and supporting local events. His connection with Maya deepened, evolving from a chance encounter into a friendship rooted in mutual respect and understanding. An unexpected encounter. The officer's reflection. One afternoon, as they stood together outside the diner, Officer Davis shared his thoughts. "You know, I've learned so much from you, Maya. It's incredible to see how one person can change a community. You've inspired me to be a better officer, to see the people behind the badges and the uniforms." Maya smiled, feeling the weight of his words. "It's a two-way street. You showed me that it's okay to be vulnerable, to share my story. You've given me the courage to embrace my voice." Their conversation flowed easily, filled with laughter and reflections on the journey they had both undertaken. Maya realized that their connection had blossomed into something meaningful, rooted in shared experiences and a commitment to uplift their community. Conclusion of Part 5. As Maya continued to walk the 20 miles to work, her perspective shifted. Each step was no longer just a physical journey. It was a testament to her resilience, her passion, and the bonds she had forged. The community that had once felt isolating now enveloped her in warmth, transforming her journey into a shared narrative that inspired change. Maya's story became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, individuals could come together to create a powerful ripple effect. Together, they were building a community where voices were heard, talents celebrated, and dreams nurtured. In that vibrant space, Maya discovered her purpose: to uplift others, to share her journey, and to remind everyone that their stories mattered. And as she continued her journey, she carried the spirit of her community with her, knowing that every step was a testament to the extraordinary strength found in ordinary lives. As the seasons changed in Oakwood, so did Maya's life. The talent show had blossomed into an annual festival, celebrating not just individual talents, but also the spirit of community. It was now called the Oakwood Festival of Voices, an event that showcased everything from poetry, slams to dance performances, and musical acts. Maya took on a significant role in organizing the festival, channeling her passion for storytelling and connection into a platform for others to shine. Each year, the festival attracted larger crowds, drawing in people from neighboring towns and bringing together a tapestry of cultures and backgrounds. Maya felt a profound sense of purpose in her involvement, knowing that this event was more than just a showcase. It was a celebration of resilience and the power of shared stories. With Officer Davis as her ally, they began reaching out to local businesses for sponsorships and partnerships, creating a collaborative atmosphere where everyone had a stake in the festival's success. They invited schools to participate, encouraging students to showcase their talents and share their narratives. Maya envisioned a stage not just for performers, but for the voiceless to tell their stories, fostering understanding and empathy. "This is a chance for us to uplift one another," she told her team, her eyes shining with excitement. "Let's create an environment where everyone feels valued, connecting generations, involving the youth." As the festival grew closer, Maya initiated workshops for young artists, teaching them the fundamentals of performance, storytelling, and self-expression. She wanted to create a safe space where kids could explore their creativity and share their thoughts without fear of judgment. Among the participants was Amani, now an enthusiastic 9-year-old, who had absorbed her mother's passion for storytelling. "Mom, I want to perform this year," she declared one evening, her eyes wide with determination. Maya smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "That's wonderful, Amani. What do you want to share?" "I want to tell a story about our journey," Amani replied, her youthful voice filled with sincerity, "about how you walked to work and how you made so many friends." Maya's heart skipped a beat. "That's a beautiful idea. Let's work on it together." Over the next few weeks, they crafted a short performance that blended Amani's innocent perspective with Maya's experiences. It became a touching portrayal of resilience, love, and the strength found in family bonds. As they rehearsed, Maya felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing she was passing down her legacy to her daughter, a legacy of hope and perseverance. The day of the festival, a celebration of community. The day of the festival dawned bright and clear, filled with the sounds of laughter and excitement. The park was alive with vibrant decorations, food stalls offering local cuisine, and children playing games. As people poured in, Maya felt a rush of energy coursing through her veins. This was the culmination of months of hard work, and she could see the community coming together in celebration. Throughout the day, the stage came alive with performances that ranged from soulful singing to dynamic dance routines. Maya moved through the crowd, soaking in the joy and connection around her. She greeted familiar faces, catching up with neighbors and friends who had come to support the festival. Each interaction reinforced the bonds they had forged over the years, transforming the once isolated community into a vibrant tapestry of shared experiences. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, it was finally time for Amani to take the stage. Maya stood backstage, heart pounding with pride as she watched her daughter step into the spotlight, her small frame illuminated by the warm glow of the lights. "Hello, everyone." Amani's voice rang out, clear and confident. "My name is Amani, and I want to tell you a story about my mom. She walks 20 miles to work every day, and she does it because she loves me. But she also taught me that no matter how far we go, we're never alone." Maya felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes as Amani continued. The little girl spoke of their journey, weaving in moments of struggle and triumph, capturing the essence of resilience that defined their lives. The crowd listened intently, captivated by Amani's sincerity and passion. A moment of reflection. Lessons learned. When Amani finished, the crowd erupted in applause, a wave of appreciation washing over the stage. Maya rushed forward, enveloping her daughter in a tight embrace. "You were amazing, sweetheart. I'm so proud of you." As they stepped off stage, Maya felt a deep sense of gratitude for the community that had rallied around them, providing support and encouragement. The festival was not just a celebration of talent, it was a manifestation of the connections they had built together. Later that evening, as the festival drew to a close, Maya and Officer Davis stood together, gazing out at the joyful scene before them. "Look at what you've created," he said, a hint of awe in his voice. "This community has been transformed because of your courage and determination." Maya smiled, her heart full. "It's not just me. It's all of us. We've built something beautiful together. This is proof of what can happen when we come together and support one another." An unexpected encounter. The stranger's story. Just then, a stranger approached them, a middle-aged man with tears glistening in his eyes. "I just wanted to thank you," he said, his voice choked with emotion. "I didn't know about this festival until today, and I can't believe what I've witnessed. I've been going through a tough time, and your daughter's story reminded me of the importance of community and connection." Maya's heart ached for him, feeling the weight of his struggles. "Thank you for sharing that with us. It's exactly why we do this, to remind each other that we're not alone." He nodded, wiping his eyes. "I've been so focused on my own issues that I forgot about the people around me. Your stories are a powerful reminder that we all have struggles, but we also have the capacity for hope and change." The man's words resonated deeply with Maya. It was moments like these that reinforced her belief in the transformative power of storytelling. Their shared experiences created bridges, enabling understanding and healing within the community. A legacy beyond the festival. Building a better future. In the months that followed the festival, the momentum continued to grow. The Oakwood Festival of Voices became a staple in the community, inspiring more people to participate each year. The talent show evolved into a platform for workshops, mentorship programs, and collaborative projects that nurtured creativity and self-expression among residents of all ages. Maya launched a community initiative called Voices of Oakwood, aimed at providing resources and support for aspiring artists, writers, and performers. The initiative included writing workshops, open mic nights, and storytelling circles that encouraged individuals to share their narratives. As part of this initiative, Maya organized a monthly storytelling event at the diner, where community members gathered to share their experiences, fostering a culture of openness and connection. Each session was filled with laughter, tears, and heartfelt moments, creating a safe space where vulnerability was celebrated. Officer Davis continued to be a vital ally, attending the events and helping bridge the gap between the community and law enforcement. Together, they worked on programs to foster understanding and dialogue, emphasizing the importance of collaboration and empathy. A full circle moment. The impact of change. Years later, during the next Oakwood Festival of Voices, Maya stood backstage, watching the crowd once again. A familiar sense of pride washed over her as she reflected on how far she had come. Her 20-mile journey had transformed into a metaphor for resilience, hope, and the extraordinary power of community. As she prepared to take the stage, Amani, now a young teenager, joined her, a mischievous grin on her face. "Are you ready to share your story again, Mom?" she teased. Maya laughed, the warmth of nostalgia enveloping her. "I think it's time for you to tell it now, don't you?" Amani's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Okay, but I want to add something." As they stood together, Maya felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. Amani's growth mirrored her own journey, and she knew that the legacy of hope they had built together would continue to inspire generations to come. Conclusion of Part 6. As Maya stepped onto the stage, hand in hand with her daughter, She felt a surge of gratitude for the path she had walked. Her journey had become a symbol of resilience, uniting a community and creating a ripple effect that would resonate far beyond her own story. The Oakwood Festival of Voices had become more than an event. It was a celebration of life, love, and the power of storytelling. Each person who took the stage carried their own narratives, and together, they created a symphony of voices that echoed the heart of Oakwood. Maya understood that the journey was ongoing, and every step forward would continue to shape the community they had built. As the lights illuminated their faces, she felt a profound sense of purpose, knowing that together, they could inspire change, foster understanding, and create a legacy of hope that would endure for years to come.